Bipc Dr. Raymond Asemaka donates grinding machines to internally displaced women IDPs to support small businesses in the state. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission recovered 7.8 million for Benue Investment and Property Company Limited. Plus,
nobody is bringing that I want to command voice to work. I want to do AI. You know, those things that when you, those crazy ideas, that when you see it, you will know that, okay, let me punch this one and put money. 99.9% of those people out there is I want to sell shoe bag, I want to open cafe, I want to open restaurant. You know, those are normal ideas that you know that people know.
Welcome to BIPC Update. I am Mna Ishun Dan.
In line with Section 1.5 of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code, which states that any person or group has a right to complain about any broadcast content or conduct of broadcaster, we, by this announcement, appeal to you to feel free to send your complaints about our conduct if you have any. You can lodge such complaints to info@benuetv.be.gov.ng or visit our head office at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makadi, Benue State. Please, to state your problem clearly and kindly specify how you want us to resolve your complaint. Remember to state your name and contact details. Benue Television is poised to serve you well. Benue Television, a new dimension in broadcasting.
Women from internally displaced persons IDPs from Ikyogen, Kwani local government area of Benue State received donations from the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Benue Investment and Property Company Limited, BIPC, Dr. Raymond Asemaka, during the occasion of International Women's Day. This came as world leaders and humanitarian organizations advocated the need to ensure women inclusion in all spheres of life, as well as empowering them to reach their full potentials. Dr. Asemaka seized the opportunity and presented the women with grinding machines and cash to support small businesses among them. Asemaka, making the presentation at the company's corporate headquarters in Makurdi, noted that global spotlight has intensified on the strides made in the ongoing pursuit of gender equality, women emancipation and empowerment. This, he said, was in line with the vision of the renewed Benue as enshrined in the policy documents of Governor Hyacinth Alia to enhance productivity and empowering women to become independent entrepreneurs. Responding on behalf of the women, the Senior Field Associate for UNHCR, Mrs. Beatrice Chomke, expressed appreciation to Dr. Asemaka's benevolence towards the women and humanity. The management of Benue Investment and Property Company Limited has solicited the cooperation of the head of service, Dr. Moses Okpobo Ode, to facilitate the recovery of over 228 million naira deducted from the gratuity of retired civil servants of the company. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of BIPC, Dr. Raymond Asemaka, made this appeal during a courtesy call on the head of service at the State Secretariat in Makurdi. He said the funds were now remitted to the company after the deductions. The MD also appealed to the head of service to fast-track the release of some certificates of occupancy which the company had been pursuing with the State Ministry of Land. Dr. Akpobo Ode, on his side, promised the Managing Director, BIPC, and his entire team that their request will be looked into with immediate effect. He then directed the Permanent Secretary, Bureau of Service Welfare, Tena Ayu, to look into all the issues raised and treat them with urgency. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has made a significant recovery of 7.8 million for Benue Investment and Property Company Limited, BIPC. The managing director disclosed this in Makudi. He said the recovery is from past officers of the agency who engaged in corrupt practices. The draft check of the money has been handed over to BIPC, adding that more recoveries are underway. Dr. Simaka has said the recovery of funds for the Benue Investment and Property Company is a positive step in strengthening the integrity of the agency and promoting a culture of accountability under the leadership of His Excellency, Reverend Dr. Hyacinth Umem Alia. He added that the prompt and efficient action taken by EFCC not only showcases the dedication and professionalism of the EFCC, but also underscores their commitment to upholding justice and combating financial crimes within Benue and the nation at large. This successful recovery underscores the importance of robust investigative procedures and the commitment to upholding integrity in financial transactions. To expatiate on this and other activities of the company, I sat with Mr. MD to discuss more. Can you quickly mention some of the assets recovered and the monies you were able to retrieve from wherever they were?
All right. Before now, when I came in, NFIU have flag off BIPC in 2015, in 2016, 2019, and 2020. So me being a forensic, I log on the dashboard and I saw that they've already been flagged off. And the policy is that when they flag up, what you need to do is just to write to EFCC that is within the jurisdiction. So I wrote to EFCC for them to update me and furnish me with amount of money recovered and the property recovered. So I wrote to them that I noticed that it has been flagged. This office has been flagged for over 4 times. So I went there and they knew that I know what I was talking about because NFIU have already flagged BIPC as a red flag. So when I wrote to them, they invited me and they told me about properties. Currently with them are 6. We were able to take possession of 1. I'm still working on, getting the other 6 properties that they have seized from a diversion of funds from the coffers of BIPC. Amount so far we have recovered is 7.8 million, and we are still on the way to recover the other, including those properties that are in Abuja and in Makurdi precisely.
Okay, that is a good work. Recently, you visited the head of service, Benue State Head of Service, to solicit his support in recovering about 228 million deducted from civil servants who own BIPC, and these monies have not been remitted to the company. Can you expatiate more on this?
Yes, you know, when I came in, BIPC currently, when I came in, they didn't have money. So we had to start looking, I had to start looking at the books to know what went wrong, because in 2016, BIPC was within the range of 50 billion. But as we speak, BIPC for every year keep going down. So I began to look at the books. And remember in the past discussion, I made it clear that the company was posting losses of 1.6 billion. So I began to walk down, look at the books. I'm a forensic by training. So I look at the book and I discovered that BIPC was able to build some properties, and the civil servants were supposed to be paid in terms of deduction from their various ministry, and some that they retired were supposed to take from their gratuity. Yes, I followed and checked and do a sample, and actually those money were deducted from the gratuities and pension, and for those people that are still working in the organization, but it wasn't remitted. And as such, the number of those people occupying those houses are 348 persons. So I have to look at it. It took me a whole 4 months to look at the figures and look at the numbers of persons. So when I was able to get to the correct figure, I had to write to the head of service and visit him so that they can remit the money to BIPC. The sum is 228 million. So we have a very good robust communication between us, the team, me, management of BIPC, and the head of service. And they have promised to swing into action to identify where the money are, so that they will be able to, give us remit the money to us. Those are legitimate money that belong to BIPC.
In a bid to stimulate the economy of the state as encapsulated in the policy thrust of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, the Managing Director of Benue Investment and Property Company received machines for the new BIPC pastries. Inspecting the baking equipment in Te Ayu George Akumi Road, Dr. Semakaha expressed satisfaction with the machines, assuring that in no distant time production will begin. He stated that the arrival of the equipment further strengthens his desire to drive the economy of the state through short-term businesses that will transform the economy and improve the GDP of the state. Items received include a rotary oven, spiral mixer, dough molder, work table, cooling rack, and a 40 kg scale. The managing director also inspects the construction of the bakery and expresses satisfaction with the quality of work being done. He was accompanied by Head of Administration and Human Resources Management, Joshua Nipira, Unit Head, Internal Audit and Control, and other staff of the company. Dr. Semakaha explains that short-term businesses are best ways to ensure empowerment and profit for the state. You are working to recover and put BIPC where it's supposed to be, and not just about recovering the monies, you are also investing within the state to ensure that some persons get jobs, opportunities. So let's talk about investment. You have also invested in some areas in the state. Just like recently you've received an equipment for bakery. Let's talk about this. Why did you choose a bakery and what do you think this is viable now in the state?
All right, thank you so much. You know, the major problem in the states, we are battling with unemployment. So we want to do everything possible to reduce the unemployment. So when I came in as the managing director, I noticed that in the past they were doing what they call the long-term businesses. And you know, the long-term businesses does not have multiplication effect on the common man on the street. I give you an example of the Gimbo project. That was a project that was built for 4 years. Tell me, what is the beneficiary to a common man on the streets? But we choose to do bread and short-term businesses. It's not just only bread. We are going into fertilizer blending, which we are going to work with at least minimum of 20 persons that will be packaging of those fertilizers and rebagging them. The bread itself that are receiving equipment is for us to also employ our team youths. At least we are going to also hire not less than 20 persons. And again, we're also going to palm oil. That one too, we should have not less than 20. Then the last one that we are flagging up, we just acquired a property because I noticed that there's a paradigm shift. People produce some things out there. For example, beer, because we're also going into beer production. The alcoholic drink consumption in Benue is about 864 million on a monthly basis. And you know that in the time past, Benue State have a bottling company, Benue BBL. Now, some persons came to, tip us because they saw the future and decided to come and meet us and say, hey, I want to buy shares. But the people that they were the management, they didn't understand because we have the factory, we have full basket of the nation, we have the sorghum and the millet that can feed these plants that we have. So we can decide to change the price at any time. Well, we also have market because when you go to alcoholic drink, you see that on their profit, Benue is number 1 or number 2 at every year for the past 15 years. Just look at the sample. You notice that the alcoholic drink in the state is high, keep getting high. So what we want to do is to bring things that we're not going to be in competition with the big player, but we want to hold our money retained within the system. So the reason why we're going to all those businesses is to ensure that we hold our money within the system, let it work within us. And that is why we are doing those small business, short-term businesses that can help have a multiplication effect to the team people on the street and also do what they call the backward integration. For example, if we have a plant, that beer plant that we are currently on it, people will farm millet and sorghum. We give them seed to farm and we'll offtake them on them. And it has multiplication effect for them and their families. So that is one of the things we are looking at. And at the end of the day, the money still circulate within the system instead of going back. Because you notice that they bring Coca-Cola out. We have a plant here, but they bought it. They cannot model it. They cannot produce it. They will send their drink, produce somewhere, bring it, take our money, go back, produce and bring it. So that's one of the things that we're trying to stop. It will help the state. It will help reduce the cash volatility. It will help increase the cash flow in the system, and it will stop us from the enclave economy that we have been practicing. Knowing the fact that the state currently have a negative growth of 3.5%, 3.4% that we are working on to reduce it. And most importantly, we are operating on zero tolerance and high level of transparency in the state and in Bipc. Under the leadership of His Excellency Reverend Father Hassan that have given us opportunity. We want to do what other people can purchase. And if you look at our policies and our procedures and what we are doing, we are trying to do, we want to be the world class in terms of investment in Benue State and North Central and Nigeria as well.
Welcome to the exciting world of Benue Television, where we give you an exclusive ride into the world of news, current affairs, and entertainment. Ready for our first stop? Ride with me. For Benue Television.
Our news and flagship program, Daybreak Benue, keeps you informed on events and happenings around the nation and the world.
We engage our guests on hot topics and beam searchlight on shady stories.
With millions of people watching Benue TV worldwide, we ensure that we bring you news that is accurate, timely, and dependable.
Our programs are entertaining and educative with high quality audio, leaving you with an amazing viewing experience.
Benue TV, a new dimension in broadcasting.
Talking about empowerment, you also called for investment ideas, innovative ideas from the public.
Yes.
How has this been? Is there a way forward?
I think the state generally, we need to really, that's why recently we introduced a business clinic. We have been doing that every Friday. We have a very big problem in the state, and we, BIPC, have identified that. BIPC launched a ventures capital funds. And the reason why we did that is for us to poach from people's ideas, for us to invest in those guys, those people's ideas. We have sent a link for people to fill, but I can bet you that there's a major problem that we are trying to deal with it. Now, we have about 184 persons that have registered the ventures capital. The reason is that if you have an idea, you don't have money, and you have a sellable idea, we can poach, register your business, that business. BIPC will have shares, you will have shares. We will fund it and help you market it and make that business to be a blossom. But from all indication and from what we have seen from that summit, the application that people have submitted, the ideas are not there. Because if you open that policy, if you open that idea hub, the form that they fill, you will see that I want to open a salon, I want to open nobody's bringing something that is sellable, being in the fact that the world have shifted. In fact, 99% of those people that fill that form, their business is within. I want to sell hair, I want to sell shoe, I want to sell. Nobody is bringing that. I want to command voice to work. I want to do AI. Those things that when those crazy ideas, that when you see it, you will know that, let me punch this one and put money. 99.9% of those people out there is, I want to sell shoe bag, I want to open cafe, I want to open restaurant. Those are normal ideas that that people know. And one important thing I want to say this to the world and to the people of Benin, we should try as much as possible to engage in businesses. One of the things that stabilizes the economy, the state, and even our various homes. For every home, there must be somebody that is interested in doing business. Even me, aside where I've been working, I have 4 businesses that have survived since 2012. I have hotels, two places. I have water factory. I have leather production. I have a solar business, and I do consulting. Do you understand? So money come from this, and make you, at no time you won't be buoyant, because you have those various chains of business. So I think it is important. In Benue, precisely, I discovered that people finish university, they have not even done anything with the first degree. They will go and also borrow money to go and do second degree. They also go and borrow money to do PhD, and there's no business. I think we should start to give priority in terms of business. This is going to be important for us. Because when you look at the apprenticeship of the Igbo people, look at what they do. From primary school, from school, when they are back, they go back to meet their father in the shop. From there, sometimes they won't even go to school, but they do what they call apprenticeship, and those things help them. So I think we need to start telling our people the way forward. We've been in a state whereby you plant yam from December and harvest from January and harvest December. So what happened? What happened between the gap of 12 months? Know that. Remember when we were growing up, our mothers plant yam in January, yes, and harvest in December. So you will not be liquid from February, March, April like that. And that's why the poverty mentality, and that's why we are having the poverty is increasing. So we need to devise ways of reducing the gestation period of even the famine. I was in Kumi, I was in Hong Kong. Even yam can be done within 120 days. Can be done within 160 days. That's 8 months. That's 6 months. And that's why you see that the people in the developed world, even if you have millions of naira, you want to stay in their house, they tell you, no, you know what, pay me monthly, because they want to be liquid at all times. So we need to borrow some of those things and begin to work in line with what's happening, the current reality in the world.
We hope that you will bring your wealth of experience and organize workshops as well to put some of these ideas through to the young people. So we are happy to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are welcome.
In complementing the desire of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State to domesticate the electricity bill, which empowers state, companies and individuals to generate, transmit and distribute electricity, the Managing Director of the company, Benue Investment and Property Company, Dr. Raymond Asemakaha, has asked the Remedy Earth to set up a pilot plant in the company. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had in June asserted to a bill granting state government access to own and manage their electricity companies. The Managing Director made the request when he received a delegation from Remedy Earth at the corporate headquarters of the company in Makurdi. He emphasized the need for the state to own a power generation plant that would transform the state and stimulate the economic activities. Led by the regional head Africa, Mr. Peace Bipc, assured the companies was ready to execute the pilot plant for Bipc within 9 months. Bipc added that the company has the manpower and technical know-how that is required to execute the project and will pull it to have the plant come to fruition. Commissioner, Ministry of Cooperative and Rural Development, Mrs. Joy Luga, and representative of Special Advisor to the Governor on International Investment, Professor Quigsbeng Amua, expressed optimism that the power plant, when completed, will provide energy deficit being experienced by citizens of the state. And that's it on BIPC Update. Do join us next time for another interesting episode. I am Nna Ishun Dam. Bye for now.